Why is it always multiverses now? And I was like, I don't fucking know, because they ran out of other shit to talk about. I don't know. I am sick and tired of fucking multiverses. And
Do you know why? Comic books, or at least not like not comic books. No. It's not just that. It's they've just reached the Dragon Ball problem, where you've taken on the biggest threat of the world, and then you take on the biggest threat of the galaxy, which is fucking Thanos. Where did you go from there?
What do you do? Where do you go after you save the entire universe? What about other universes?
They should pull a JoJo, and then just like JoJo, obviously had part 3, which is a battle across the entire Earth. And then the next season they were like, how about we just have a little problem in this little town? And then it was actually amazing. It was so good because he was like, fuck it, no, let's just shrink this down. Let's make this all contained in a single location, and then we can really experiment with that. And I think that's what they need to do as well.
And then part 6 was like, what if we didn't do that?
And then part 8 is like, let's just fucking do LSD.
Yeah.
So it's I think we'll come back. We'll have the LSD arc, I'm sure, but I think I would appreciate if it was a bit more grounded, which is why I like kind of like the Batman.
Batman slice of life.
The Batman was kind of like that. It was all contained in Gotham, on small kind of scale. I like that.
God, do you know what I realized recently?
What?
We're never gonna get another Thanos moment, are we? No. I was re-looking at. I was rewatching like Infinity War and like Endgame clips. Just like
what's wrong with you, Carl?
What's wrong with me?
Why are you rewatching movie clips all the time?
Because I would like to relive some of like the moments. Sometimes
He can't be bothered to watch the whole film.
With the state of the MCU at the moment, I'm like that Wolverine. That Wolverine image, like just like embracing the scene from like Endgame to be like, oh, remember the good old days. Man. Because obviously we did realize how big it was back when it first aired, but I'm like, man, we really did have our Luke, I am your father moment, didn't we? Like that was,
I still never.
And you never fucking saw it because you hate popular stuff, Joey.
No, I hate Marvel.
I respect that. Yeah. I wish I didn't. I wish I didn't get sucked into this fucking pit that I hate. Yeah. I watch all of them and I hate them all.
Yeah, exactly.
I just get angry. Yeah. And I still watch them. I don't know why.
Wait, did you hate them before, like, Endgame?
I started getting pretty tired of them before it.
Oh, really?
I mean, the last few movies before Endgame and Infinity War were kind of ass. You got to admit.
They
went and came pretty quick.
No, they weren't. We had, like, Thor 3, which was, like, the best of the Thor series.
I didn't even know there were 3 Thor films.
Never
seen a Thor movie.
We had like Ant-Man 2, which sucked. We had Captain Marvel, which sucked.
Captain Marvel sucked. We had fucking Black Panther, which was
Black Panther was good.
Great.
Never saw that.
That was quite a while before, though. I think that was quite a while before. I think.
I remember watching.
No, it was close.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, it was like
the
year. I think it was like the year before.
I definitely started feeling like Marvel fatigue. Right before, but then Endgame was like, all right, let's do it. I'm fucking tired about talking about Endgame. We talk about Endgame Marvel. I hate Marvel so much. I'm done. Spider-Man.
It's the new cool thing now.
Spider-Man, in my head, I kind of like, it was nice because I felt like the Spider-Verse was like, oh my God, it's out of Marvel. Like it is Marvel property, but it's not in the fucking bullshit universe of everything has to be
and just visually, it's a breath of fresh air as well, right?
You know what?
Yeah, I was so fucking glad.
I am actually sad because I'm
that's it. Let's move on.
Okay.
I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry.
Okay, we've talked. I'm just sad, guys. I just wanted to tell.
I'm sad,
but you know what? Like, are the DC films actually underrated?
No.
Actually underrated?
They literally just released The Flash.
Actually, okay.
Featuring a man who's crazy and
Wait,
bad.
you're going to have to list it out for me because I've only ever seen Batman.
Which Batman?
Like, most of the Batman films I've seen.
Have you seen Batman versus Superman?
Yeah, I did. That shit sucked.
Okay, name a good DC film recently that isn't Batman.
Okay. When I talk about DC, I specifically am talking about the Snyderverse or whatever that tried to like stack. I mean, did you watch the Snyder cut?
I'm not watching a fucking
Who
4
watched
hour
the Snyder cut of that?
I'm not watching a 4 hour
Hello,
movie.
me. I watched the Snyder cut.
And how was it?
Probably the best version of the best movie in the Snyderverse so far.
What other films is there in the Snyderverse?
Superman. What was the Superman called?
Man of Steel.
It was Man of Steel, and then Batman versus Superman.
Yeah.
And then it was Justice League.
Okay.
But okay, here's the thing. I am sad that it got cut off because I like the fact that there are some absolutely banger, amazing scenes in, like, okay, they aren't good films, but they had some really interesting ideas in them. Like one of the scene that sticks out to me, I think I've talked about this before, was the beginning of Batman versus Superman, where you see Batman's perspective.
The POV shots?
Yeah, the POV shot of just Superman and...
Okay, yeah, that was pretty cool.
And like the other person, Zod, just wrecking the city up. And you just realize, holy fucking shit. Me as a human being, I have absolutely zero power and zero stake in whatever the fuck they decide to fight over. You see a city getting wrecked and you feel so... you feel so humbled, right? Because you feel like Batman is just totally fucking powerless, right? And I really like that idea, the idea that they played around that, where you just see basically Superman being treated as a god and then as like a fake god. Because if you think about it, Superman kind of is a god, you know, compared to
Yes,
whatever.
godlike powers.
Yeah,
But how's the ending?
How's the ending? Yeah, the ending sucked, you know.
I know.
Yeah, the first 5 minutes of the Batman POV was the only like good shot in the film.
Yeah.
I feel.
Yeah.
The rest of it just got worse and worse after.
Yeah, it makes me sad because I feel like some of these ideas slowly coming into fruition in the Snyder Cut of, you know, in the Justice League Snyder Cut, where you kind of feel some of these ideas getting to breathe a bit more, and then obviously it just got cut, and we have something completely new now. But it was a breath of fresh air just to see a totally serious take on superheroes that didn't have a quip every fucking 5 minutes, and just seeing someone try to just portray a much darker side of superheroes, a much more serious side. And then you had the whole fucking Martha thing, and then everyone just checked out, and you're like, okay, whatever.
Okay, what else is there in the DC side of things? Because again, I'm not knowledgeable on DC shit. The only thing I know is Batman and Superman.
There's Wonder Woman, which was a thing.
Whereas, like, who watched that?
Which was, I mean, I'll be honest.
The first one was okay. The second one was awful.
Yeah.
Is Flash DC or is that?
Yeah, Flash is DC.
Oh, yeah, because that's having a great time.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about it.
I don't know why.
Good.
It's just when I watch all of
The
like
squeakiest chair in existence.
I do. Yeah. When I watch the DC films, I'm like, these are the most 5 out of 10 films with some 10 out of 10 ideas in them that never get realized, and it makes me sad. It makes me sad because they have the potential to be really good.
I think the best piece of superhero media right now is just The Boys.
Yeah.
It's the thing I enjoy out of everything I've watched in like the past since Endgame. That's by far the most thing I've enjoyed.
Invincible as well was
The
great.
Boys and Invincible.
Yeah, which is like it's not even any of these guys, and it's just TV, and it's like this is great.
Sure.
And
Yeah.
it's not a fucking stupid quip every 2 fucking seconds making a joke. It's like, you know, it's fun.
Diabolical, in it.
It's just fucking, yeah, it's great. I feel like they put humor in organically, and it's not like, quick, it's been 30 seconds since we made a funny one-liner, guys. We got to write something. So, use a meme.
You know, I feel
It's
like
fuck off. I'm not an idiot. Like, I don't need a fucking quip every 2 seconds.
I feel like it works when it's someone like fucking Iron Man with Robert Downey Jr.
It would, yeah,
That's
but
just
then
his
there-
character.
yeah,
Then
well-
every character needed a quip.
But even then, after a while, it just got old. Where I'm just like, all right, yeah, we get
And they
it.
turned Thor into like this very serious. It used to be a very serious character, and I admit he was too rigid. But now they just turned him into like just a budget like Tony Stark impersonator one-line quip thing. And it's just like this is boring.
Yeah.
And then you're like, okay, guys, but now we have Chris Pratt who does the exact same fucking thing. And then it's like, all right, but then and then everyone else.
Quiplash.
Yeah, it's just like everyone. It's like like you said, it's like a fucking shitty game of Jackbox and Cards Against Humanity. Where everyone's trying to be the funniest person in the room, and it's like, not everyone needs to be.
Can we have a superhero movie where there's just like 0 one-liners? that would be kind of interesting to see.
Yeah.
If it holds up.
And it was like even in Guardians of the Galaxy when I watched that, it was like, yeah, but it was like the only person who really consistently landed them was like the muscle big guy. What's his name?
Dave Bautista.
Yeah, his matched his character.
Yeah.
A lot of the time when Chris Pratt did it, I was like, okay, all right, Chris Pratt, just be Chris Pratt. Stop. You know, so that was fun. But I that's my opinions on
Yeah, I mean,
Superman movies.
yeah.
At the end of it, I'm excited to watch
You will like it.
You will
It's
like
good.
it.
I'm sure I
Yeah,
will.
TLDR, Spider-Verse, great. Everyone knows
Spider-Verse.
it. Twitter won't shut the fuck up about it.
Yeah,
It was
like
impossible to avoid spoilers.
What
Yeah.
it told me is that maybe we don't have superhero fatigue. Maybe we just have mid superhero movie fatigue.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Bold takes. Maybe we have bad movie fatigue.
Only the spiciest takes and trash takes.
I watched the Dungeons and Dragon movie. Did I say this last
Oh.
time?
No, you didn't.
That was actually really good.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know why it had to be Dungeons and Dragons. But I
It
assume
could have just been a fantasy film.
Well, I think because they used a lot of stuff that was in Dungeons and Dragons in the like a lot of the creatures. It was good though.
Yeah.
It was very fun. Genuinely a pretty fun movie.
Was it good or was it just like acceptable?
No, it was fun. It was
Yeah?
good. It was like actually good.
Okay.
It was very fun. I had a great
What's
time
it
watching it.
Dragons and dungeons,
Well,
I
it's
assume.
kind of
It's like, is it done in
no.
like?
I know, and I thought it was going to be like they're all playing a game. Of,
Yeah.
is that what you're going to?
It's not like never.
yeah.
It's not like never ending
I can
story.
read this man's mind sometimes. I knew he was going to
It's
say.
not like we have a conversation every fucking
I know, I
week.
know.
You know?
Yeah, I thought going into it was going to be people playing Dungeons and Dragons, and then it would be acting out the scenes, and it could be like, you rolled a 4, you critical hit, something like that. You know, I thought it was going to be like that, and I just didn't. I didn't want that.
Yeah.
And luckily, it wasn't that. It was literally just a fantasy thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was just used aspect of what I don't know. I don't play Dungeons and Dragons, so I don't know which aspects were licensed or not.
Yeah.
I think spells, monsters, characters that were from Dungeons and Dragons in the story.
Right. Right.
But it was like a kind of like a heist gone wrong. I'm trying to remember what actually.
Did they ever introduce the dice roll aspect?
No. There's
Really?
never a Dungeons.
So
There
it's
is not a
basically-
Dungeons and Dragon aspect.
So
that's
it's
it is the
basically-
characters.
Yeah, it's basically just a campaign of Dungeons and Dragons.
Kind of, yeah. It's literally just imagine a campaign, but there's no fourth wall.
Yeah, because I thought for sure they were going to do like
No.
what they did with like Neverending Story, where it's
The-
like there's a perspective of like them
There
playing the game.
there is a narrator, but
And
it's
then it goes
from
in.
it's not from a person playing the character. It's from the character's perspective.
Right.
So sometimes he narrates a little bit in the start to give you backstory, but that's during. I mean, it's all within the story. It's fun, genuinely funny moments. Good. Honestly, I kind of hope it does well because I'd love to see another one. I just want more fantasy. I want more fantasy.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't want more superhero. I want more fantasy.
I know what you're going to say.
let me tell you an entire
No,
genre.
I know what you're gonna say. fucking knew it.
No.
Let me tell you an entire genre where you can find a bunch of
No!
He wants good fantasy.
I want good. I want good fantasy, not big-titted women who harems. I want good. Bring me back, Lord of the Rings. Give me elves and fucking dwarfs. I just want good. Me with the boys going on a journey. I don't need milfs or fucking lollies or anything like this shit. Get the hell out of here.
Nah, give me Mushoku Tensei season 2, man. That's coming out next
That's
season.
next season,
and
right?
I am very, very
That's-
excited about
That's
that.
what made Lord of the Rings the GOAT. It was just the boys on a journey. That's what made it so
just a
goddamn.
road trip, bro.
Just the fucking boys trying to get rid of the one ring, you know.
I mean,
throw it in the Mordor.
you got the Gollum video game, right?
That
That's
is
the
not what I
representation you
want.
get.
Nobody wanted that.
I've heard so much about that, but like I don't know the details of it. I just heard that a lot of people are hating on it.
Yeah, because it's literally it's more buggy than Cyberpunk when it came out. It's shit. And
shit,
it wasn't even
yeah.
a good game to begin with. It's shit. The TLDR shit, you don't even
How
worry
do you
about
even like? So do you? Oh, so you're gonna have to explain this to me. So do you play as Golem?
Yeah.
it. Yes.
And
Which is conceptually already the worst
Shit
fucking idea for a
Shit.
video
No,
game.
he's the least. No one is. Out of all the characters in Lord of the Rings,
Yeah.
the character that nobody wanted to play as was fucking Gollum.
yeah,
Give me a Legolas game.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Aragorn
Come
game,
on.
something, you know.
Anything.
What?
I would love
Who asked? Who asked for this?
No one asked. Yeah, no
Who
one asked. Give me like a heavy strategy game, Lord of the Rings, where it's like Age of Empires, Lord of the Rings. That's just fucking good. Give me
Yeah.
some of this shit.
That'd be dope.
Give me a fucking movie that is just
Yeah.
in a similar inspired world that's not fucking. I don't know. I'm fucking done.
Yeah, it's like doing a Harry Potter video game. Be like, what? I think people want to play as Dobby. Actually, I think that'd be really interesting gameplay. What's Dobby up to? Like,
Holy shit! It's exactly the same.
you know, it's just like who thought playing as Gollum would be a good fucking idea?
Yeah.
I don't know. I just want more fantasy and less. I'm hoping it because we've had a big upswing in fantasy. Hoping because this movie kind of did. I think it did pretty well.
Yeah.
Hoping we get more fantasy movies. Would love to see more fantasy.
You mean
films.
kind of like the Tolkien-esque kind of fantasy?
It doesn't have to be that. Just
Yeah.
kind of more set in like kind of a medieval period or just kind of an older period. Because Game of Thrones popped off too. House of Dragon popped off.
Yeah.
Dungeons and Dragons popped off. It's clearly in. Let's get more. Come on.
I do not want more fantasy.
I don't want more Lord of the Rings.
I want more sci-fi. I miss
I agree with
sci-fi so fucking much.
Okay, can we agree? Do we all agree as the council of shit takes?
Okay.
Yeah.
Less superhero, more sci-fi, more
Yes.
fantasy.
Yes.
Yes.
Just less
All right.
superheroes.
Yeah.
Please.
Yes.
Actually,
Okay.
there was
I've been preaching this for years.
Yeah.
I'm like, please make it happen.